83 Bush 500 was called at 419 laps for rain, and that's the only rain-shortened event here at Bristol. So that's pretty good note that good Mr. Martin has handed me. Two Valleydale 500s in a row, and that's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah,
it really is.
Not at all.
Because this is a very, very. Hey, I don't have to tell these folks that they've witnessed today. There's been 17 caution flags. They know how tough it's been.
And to still have, whether 9 cars in the lead lap after all that we've seen here today is really a tribute to the teams, the drivers, and the competition that there is in NASCAR Cup racing.
Davey Allison, this is only his 8th start here at Bristol. Now let's go to Jerry with an update on the condition of Sterling Marlin.
I was just talking to the doctors and nurses here. And by the way, they have an excellent staff here from Bristol Regional Medical Center, and that's where Sterling Marlin is being transported right now. An update on Sterling's condition. Basically, you saw the horrible fire there, and it could have been a lot worse. Sterling was wearing goggles, which protected his eyes, certainly a vital organ. Now, he has some second-degree burns around the area, the maxilla, the cheek area, around the bottom part of the goggle, also involving some of the face, the shoulder area, where the belts that weren't covering them on both shoulders, also on the top of the thighs. That second-degree burn area. The lungs were clear. There was no concern about smoke inhalation, possibly a thermal burn, but that was checked out by this crack crew here, and they said that was fine. They gave him some medication for pain because burns are extremely painful. Anyone's ever having a burn from even a sunburn or possibly burn a finger on the stove, you realize how that throbs and is very painful. They gave him medication. He has IV fluids. We would expect, now this is speculation here from here on out, that was fact I gave you a minute ago. We would expect possibly he would be admitted overnight for observation. The concern with the burn is to control the pain, to control possibility of infection, but otherwise he is very, very lucky that it was not worse than what I just described. Gentlemen?
Thank you, Jerry, very much. And as you can see, the red flag has been displayed here at Bristol. The cars have been brought onto pit road. Now they are being moved down in between turns 1 and 2, where they will stay while this rain period is being waited out. Now, of course, this race could be halted at any moment. We are only 42 laps away from the end of this race, but if NASCAR determines that they think the rain is going to stay around for a while, they could stop the race right at this point.
One reason that they take these cars down in the corner is the crews cannot work on the car during red flag conditions. When I say no work, I'm talking about zero. They can't even touch the cars.
Now let's go back and take a look at the crash that Jerry was talking about, the one that has put Sterling Marlin in a helicopter on the way to the hospital.
There we see the Maxwell House Ford back in the turn 1 wall, and when he backs in the fence, he ruptures the gas tank, and it just erupts in a ball of flame. Well, the gas tank is rubber, and there's a foam inside that will not let the gasoline just flow out, and that's one reason that it doesn't continue to burn like we saw that first initial ball of flame. Now, we can see it's still burning, but it's not nearly as bad as it was. Meanwhile, all that smoke in there, we see Sterling coming out of there. And again, it's not easy to get out of these cars. You have the seat that goes around, wraps around both sides. You have to take the steering wheel off, and there's a pin that you have to take off. There we see the wrap around on the right side of his rib cage. Well, there's one on the left side. To take the steering wheel off, we can see the steering shaft coming up right between his knees, and that there is no steering wheel there. Ernie has already taken off the steering wheel. Well, there's a pin that you have to slide out. You know, with gloves on, you have to undo the radio wire that for the helmet. You have to he didn't take the helmet off. You have to undo the wire, and then you have to undo the shoulder harness and make sure that all that stuff is not caught in the radio wire and something else before you start to get out.
You got to take down the window netting, and then you crawl out that little hole.
That's right. Exactly. I forgot about the window netting. Yep. So it's not just a simple matter of jumping in and out and jumping out like you would a street car.
And with flame all around you, you know that you got to get out of there quickly, and Sterling did. Now you can see Darrell Waltrip and Davey Allison having a discussion as they had a meeting of their 2 cars earlier in the race that sent Darrell sliding through the front stretch. We'll be right back.